right? So this is the last topic in unit 1. So unit 1 will study how to represent a database design by means of ER model and how to reduce the ER model into a set of relations, right? So for design process, we go for ER model, right? Once it is being modeled and once you construct an ER diagram, so we'll study how we are going to reduce the ER diagram into relation schemas, right? So we have a language called Unified Modeling Language for database design and for modeling the ER model. Right. So the initial phase of the database design is to characterize the data needs of the prospective database users. Right. So you need to characterize the data that is needed by a prospective database user. Next, the designer has to choose a data model, and by applying the concepts on the chosen data model, he needs to translate the requirements into a conceptual model of a database, right? So first we are going to gather some requirements, right? So you are going to work on some university ER model, right? So university ER model, who are the entities and how the entities are being represented, right? So student is represented by means of a conceptual schema, or instructor is represented by means of a logical schema, right? So this should be that the requirements are being translated into a conceptual schema in the design phase, right? So a fully developed conceptual schema also indicates the functional requirement of the enterprise, right? So the process of moving from an abstract data model to the implementation of the database proceeds in two final design process. One is going to be logical design. Logical design, it decides the database schema, right? So database design requires we find a good collection of relation and schema, right? So logical design and physical design are going to be the two major design phases. So in the logical design, you have two decisions. So business decision is like what attributes should be recorded in a database, right? So there are a lot of attributes about a particular person. So you need not record all the attributes about a particular person as a record in a database. We need to selectively record the key attributes about a particular person in the database. And a computer science decision, it focuses on what relation schema should we have and how should attributes be distributed among the various relation schema, right? So some attributes may be present in both entities. So you need to check like which attribute has to be distributed against which entity, right? So logical design is that you need to design a good relation schema, and physical design, it decides the physical layout of the database.